Tuesday Daily Bible Reading and Reflection. Day 24, December 24th, 2024. Today's Bible passage, Luke chapter 9, verse 1 to 20. Then he called his 12 disciples together and gave them power and authority over all demons, and to cure diseases. He sent them to preach the kingdom of God and to heal the sick. And he said to them, "Take nothing for the journey, neither staffs, nor bag, nor bread, nor money, and do not have 2 tunics apiece. Whatever house you enter, stay there, and from there depart. And whoever will not receive you, when you go out of that city, shake off the very dust from your feet as a testimony against them." So they departed and went through the towns, preaching the gospel and healing everywhere. Now Herod the Tetrarch heard of all that was done by him, and he was perplexed, because it was said by some that John had risen from the dead, and by some that Elijah had appeared, and by others that one of the old prophets had risen again. Herod said, "John the first have beheaded, but who is this of whom I hear such things?" So he sought to see him, and the apostles, when they had returned, told him all that they had done. Then he took them and went aside privately into a deserted place belonging to the city called Bethsaida. But when the multitudes knew it, they followed him, and he received them and spoke to them about the kingdom of God, and healed those who had need of healing. When the day began to wear away, the 12 came and said to him, "Send the multitude away, that they may go into the surrounding towns and country, and lodge and get provisions, for we are in a deserted place here." But he said to them, "You give them something to eat." And they said, "We have no more than 5 loaves and 2 fish, unless we go and buy food for all these people." For there were about 5,000 men. Then he said to his disciples, "Make them sit down in groups of 50. And they did so, and made them all sit down. Then he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and broke them, and gave them to the disciples to set before the multitude. So they all ate and were filled, and 12 baskets of the leftover fragments were taken up by them. And it happened, as he was alone praying, that his disciples joined him, and he asked them, saying, "Who do the crowd say that I am?" So they answered and said, "John the Baptist, but some say Elijah, and others say that one of the old prophets has risen again." He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter answered and said, "The Christ of God." Reflection. Jesus empowers his disciples for ministry, teaches about dependence on God, and elicits a declaration of his identity. Jesus gives his disciples power and authority to drive out demons, heal diseases, and proclaim the kingdom of God. He instructs them to take nothing for their journey, teaching reliance on God for provision. Trust in God's provision as you serve others, and proclaim his kingdom. Rely on faith rather than material resources. Herod hears about Jesus and is perplexed, wondering if he is John the Baptist resurrected, Elijah, or another prophet. This shows the growing impact of Jesus' ministry and the curiosity he aroused. Jesus' works invite reflection and questions. Seek to understand his true identity and role in your life. Jesus feeds a multitude with 5 loaves and 2 fish, demonstrating his compassion and ability to meet physical and spiritual needs. Offer what you have to Jesus, no matter how small, and trust him to multiply it for his purposes. When Jesus asks his disciples, "Who do you say I am?" Peter responds, "God's Messiah." This declaration affirms Jesus' divine mission. Acknowledge Jesus as the Messiah in your life, placing your faith in his authority and mission. This passage emphasizes faith, reliance on God, and recognizing Jesus' true identity. It encourages believers to trust in his provision, boldly share the gospel, and declare Jesus as Lord in their lives. Thank you for joining us today. May God bless and be with us all as we meditate on the daily Bible readings, and may this Christmas season be a time of joy, peace, and reflection on the true meaning of Christmas. Please subscribe to grow our channel at Blessed Sanctuary.